Coastal islands round the world bear witness to the changing dynamics of the land and the sea, serving as pivotal hubs where history, culture, and resilience intertwine with the forces of nature. Karachi, Pakistan's largest city, both by area and population, pulses with vitality as an economic powerhouse. The bustling and dynamic atmosphere that the city withholds symbolize the heartbeat of the country's prosperity. In talking about the economic importance of Karachi, it is impossible to miss the lifeline for Karachi's trade and commerce. Karachi is home to one of South Asia's largest and busiest deep-sea ports. Away from all of this metropolis jargon, deeper into the sea, life becomes simpler yet richer. Karachi is home to a total of 11 islands, each with their own significance and importance in the maritime landscape of the city. In the midst of the Arabian Sea, some 1.6 kilometers away from Kemari Port in Karachi, lie the twin islands that emerge as time-honored custodians of a cultural legacy shaped by centuries of coastal existence. Dating back 4 centuries, the fishermen community dwelling in these islands showcase an image of resilience and steadfastness against both the forces of the sea as well as the land. The story begins from Gujarat, India, where the fishing community from Kutch is located. Before the 1947 partition, these communities traveled back and forth from Gujarat to Sindh for their fishing activities and would sometimes settle in areas they deemed suitable. One such instance was a journey that initiated in Gujarat, ending in a sliver of land near the Manora Island that we now know as Bhit Island. As time moved on and Baba Island came into existence, the fishermen expanded their lives onto both the islands, slowly making these islands home. In 1839, when the British conquered Karachi, the importance of Karachi port increased, bringing more attention to the coastline development as well as the islands. The Napier Mole Bridge, native jetty, and the wharves on harbour were constructed. Meanwhile, the Baba and Bhit Islands were used by the British as spots for sunbathing and occasional visits, as well as functions such as coal dumping sites. One of the earliest visits to the Baba Islands is believed to be the origin for its name, based on a misinterpretation between the British and local children. The fishermen, however, continued living in their own ways. After the 1947 partition, the back-and-forth journeys from Gujarat came to an end, but the lives of these Kutchi fishermen living in Baba and Bhit Islands continued as a Pakistani community completely cut off from their families back in India. Because of an ongoing expansion of the fishing activities, the fishermen community from these islands set up a hub in the midst of the metropolis, in the vicinity of Kharadar, the Nakhuda Masjid, where the Nakhuda means captain of the ship, and the remains of the fishermen's cemetery, where the Memon Masjid now stands, bear witness to the settlement. For quite some time, the fishing activities remained an integral business in the Kharadar area before a major shift in the socioeconomic landscape in favor of the Memon community forced the fishermen to confine themselves back to the islands. Still today, the socioeconomic landscape of the islands showcases a majority of the Kutchi community with a smaller presence of Sindhis and Balochis. Most men on the island are Mahi-Gir, also known as fishermen. These men may be less skilled with any other tool, but fishing is second nature to them. Once a year for 2 months, these fishermen are to refrain from any fishing activities by law due to marine breeding season. The fishermen on these islands then rely on either secondary work like daily wage jobs within the islands or falling back on the little savings they have during that time. The predominant occupation for working women is shopkeeping or street vending, characterized by a self-employed structure. This signifies that women on these islands independently choose to engage in work, making decisions based on prevailing situations or conditions without being hired by others. A general literacy trend indicates that the majority of the population is formally uneducated. However, the growing interest of the people towards educating their children is evident. Despite facing various issues over the years, the residents have managed to stay afloat, tucked away from the hustle of the main city. The dense convergence of the community on these 2 islands seems to be a physical way down, with the populations being 17,000 on the 32-acre area of Baba Island with a density of 516 people per acre and 14,000 on the 33-acre area of Bhit Island with a density of 477 people per acre. The islands, unfortunately, suffer from a lack of open spaces characterized by unorganized housing and a surge in compound housing structures. The island's organic linear street network, marked by varying widths from 15 feet to a mere 1 foot, reflects a historical growth pattern without a systematic urban planning approach. But how do we get to these islands? The answer is the Kimari Harbour passenger service that allows hitching boats for various purposes, including but not limited to accessing Baba and Bhit Island. At a negotiable price ranging from 30 rupees per passenger to 2,000 rupees per boat ride, local boat services are available for those traveling to the islands. On Bhit, currently only one jetty is functional, which is used for all types of drop-off, while on Baba, one jetty is for public use and freight drop-off, while the other is unofficially for Pakistan Navy, used for the respective transportation and for the commute of government employees working in various sectors on the islands. A marker of infrastructural negligence, the jetties of the islands and the roads within are currently in a dilapidated state, damaged and broken. In a surprising contrast to the metropolitan Karachi, there is no vehicular movement within the islands, highlighting a unique pedestrian-centric lifestyle. Embarking on Bhit Island, one is greeted by the lively chalk, serving as a hub for fishermen and a space for the intricate craft of net weaving. A ground commissioned by the Gausia community stands as a testament to communal collaboration, hosting various events and contributing to island's social fabric. Seth Ki Gali mirrors social disparity and cohesion, symbolizing the island's unique social dynamics. The Jama Masjid and diverse mohallas showcase cultural richness, while tight alleyways create invisible boundaries. Baba Island, with its koila ground, becomes a lively recreational space, transforming into a workplace for net weavers. The Betek and Chan ground act as conversation hubs, revealing the multifaceted nature of these communal spaces. Both Baba and Bhit Islands are home to the tangible marks left by the British colonizers, which we now call heritage. The heritage buildings on these islands, characterized by weathered wooden facades with red shingled roofs, small grilled windows, and structures that have managed to stay erect for 2 centuries, are sadly facing deterioration. The Haji Malang Hotel, constructed in 1865, struggles to showcase its importance visually due to the increased encroachments around it, while most heritage structures erected by the British are at the verge of complete destruction. There has been a significant loss in tangible heritage over the years, which, if not remedied, can lead to a total erasure. Along the edge of Baba Island, touching the Mangroves, is an interesting settlement of houses with a distinct architectural style brought by the British. These wooden houses, elevated on stilts, are built to protect the dwellings from rising water tides in the area. The alleys leading to and inside the stilt housing are also raised on stilts, made with wood that are currently in a sorry state and in dire need of attention. The visual landscape is dominated by men in skimpy alleyways and marketplaces, either heading to their fishing jobs or engaged in idle chats, gutka in hand. The prevailing sense of security amongst the islanders can be further reinforced by their lack of dependence on security forces. The era of Baba and Bhit Islands comes under the jurisdiction of Jackson Police Station, located in Kimari. There is only one police chowki located in Baba Island that is used for both the islands. Even so, the need for a police chowki, according to islanders, is minimal, as most matters are solved informally amongst them. The islands are informally governed by the Bhatti family, known for their ancestors being the settlers of the islands. Since the beginning, the Bhatti family runs on ancestral hierarchy and have a deep connection with the islanders based not just on power, but also on respect and acceptance of this dynamic. Headed by a Sardar, this informal landscape has a significant effect on the formal governance, with their affiliations and representations aligning with the political dominance of Pakistan People's Party in the area. Majority of the islanders agree to having a good relation with both the Bhatti family and the local government representatives. However, some may disagree. The islands of Baba and Bhit face significant challenges in their infrastructure, particularly in the provision of essential services. The Karachi nuclear power plant initially brought electricity in 1997, but unpaid bills led to disconnections in 2023, prompting alternative solutions like a unique billing system by the Bhatti family and the adoption of solar panels. Severe water scarcity persists despite past initiatives, with unreliable water pipelines and RO plants unable to meet demand. The native jetty hydrant, initially dedicated to free water supply, is now exploited by middlemen selling water at prices between 115 to 140 per gallon. Gas supply faces disrepair, gas load shedding, and reliance on expensive gas cylinders, leading to unsustainable practices like mangrove wood cutting. Sewage and solid waste management systems established in 1985 struggle against tides, causing untreated sewage discharge. Overall, the islands grapple with critical issues related to electricity, water, gas supply, waste management, and social services. Moreover, the paradox of neglected open spaces turning into landfills reflects challenges in public health. Not only that, Baba and Bhit Islands in Karachi face pressing environmental challenges including land reclamation, siltation, and potential submersion due to sea level rise. The island's geology, characterized by sandy, clay, and muddy soil, is adversely impacted by improper solid waste disposal, deteriorating soil quality, and challenges in freshwater supply. The diminishing avian and marine fauna not only indicates ecological imbalance but also jeopardizes the island's cultural identity and the economies entrenched in traditional fishing practices. The islands of Baba and Bhit are adorned with thriving mangrove ecosystems, mainly Avicenna marina timber. These mangroves play a vital role in island's ecosystem, acting as a natural defense against coastal erosion, storm surges, and high tides. Apart from their ecological significance, these mangroves enhance the island's aesthetic charm, creating picturesque coastal landscapes with their lush greenery. The island's delicate ecosystem is intricately tied to the health of these mangrove forests, emphasizing their importance for environmental stability and visual appeal. Despite all challenges, the islands have thrived for the last 400 years and will continue to do so if due attention is provided. A proper use of the resources and capacities that both the land and the people living on it possess can transform these islands into globally valued islands with greater potentials for contribution to the economy of the country, especially through tourism developments.